Welcome to GrowthCast. I'm Laura Matson, a digital marketing strategist with TheeDigital, an award-winning digital marketing and web development agency. Today, we're going to be talking about what exactly is SEO. And to answer those questions, we will be joined by our team of enthusiastic and experienced digital marketers. In this episode of our podcast, you will gain valuable insight into search engine optimization and hear some real-world examples of how SEO can affect a business or website from the people that work with it every day. Let's get started.
Sure. My name's Leslie, and I'm the marketing director at TheeDigital. I've been here for 7 years.
Yes, so I am Lauren Gardner. I am the lead marketing manager here at TheeDigital, and I've been here for about, just over a year and a half.
My name is Michael Panuthos. I'm one of the marketing managers here at TheeDigital, and I've been with the company for about 4 years now.
Hi, my name is Waseem, and I'm currently working at TheeDigital as an SEO specialist. I focused mainly on technical SEO.
Yeah, so my name is Acadia Rose-Meyer. I'm a marketing and SEO specialist at TheeDigital.
My name is Gregory Burke. I am the senior paid search marketing specialist at TheeDigital.
My name is Fadi Hourani. I'm a digital marketing strategist for TheeDigital.
I'm Nick Henning with TheeDigital. I'm a marketing strategist here.
Nice. And so in one sentence, can you answer the question, what is SEO?
It's hard in one sentence, but I would say SEO is the process of trying to improve the quantity and the quality of traffic and leads that come from a website.
To me, SEO is making your website a trustworthy place for the search engines to want to show your website for a certain keyword or a certain set of keywords.
So SEO is the quintessential and probably the most important piece of any online marketing strategy. Not only does it tell search engines where to rank your site, but also gives a lot more insight and helps conversions from visitors that are visiting your site as well.
Every day, billions of people go to Google to ask questions and get answers to their questions. So SEO is basically trying to put your website in front of these people when they ask those questions.
So why do you think that SEO is important? What makes it an important part of digital marketing?
Well, SEO is the foundation of your online presence. I like to always talk about that analogy about a construction building. In order for you to have a strong building, you're going to need a strong structure. And SEO is the structure of your online presence. It's the foundation, it's the roots. The stronger it is, the stronger your customer will be able to find you organically on the search engine.
I always knew that the world was headed into a more online-centric marketplace. With more and more businesses starting to move online, the only way to be seen and succeed is through SEO. You could have the most beautiful, well-designed website on the web, but without proper SEO, there's little to no way for potential customers to find your website organically. So with SEO, we can help target specific keywords, and that'll allow customers to find your website when searching for those keywords on all major search engines. And if you go to Google right now and just search for any type of business, you'll see that there are hundreds of thousands up to millions of websites that show up for every search. But most people only look at the first page, or even the first three or four results on the first page. So proper SEO can help your website show up on the first page of Google, and that's why SEO is super important to be able to be found, especially nowadays where everything is online.
Yeah, I really think, if you're a struggling business and you haven't tried SEO before, it could just open a whole new door of opportunities for anyone's business. And, it's how we get our visibility these days. Everyone's online, everyone's looking for the next service or product on the internet. And so if we can increase a business's visibility and, increase their brand name, whatever their service or product is, then, it could be the game changer for a business closing down or for it to, you know, flourish and succeed. Yeah, I think it's just like when you start doing it and you realize the difference that it can make, it's like, that to me is what's interesting about it. Not, I mean, obviously all the different techniques and ways of doing it is cool, but actually the impact of what it can do to any business is kind of, you know, the driving factor for me.
And so can you share one real world example of how you've seen SEO improve a website or a business, their performance, anything like that?
Yeah, so obviously keyword research is super, super important. But a lot of businesses that I've worked with don't know, you know, geographic targeting. So with SEO, you want to actually pick a location. I've worked with a company that was just targeting just their state, and they're hitting a lot of kind of garbage leads, but they were getting a lot of traffic. That's not necessarily a good thing to have just a lot of traffic if it's not the right kind of traffic. So with SEO, especially for targeting, you know, your location, once that company actually picked a specific location, so they picked like their general city. Most people aren't really searching a whole. They're not searching a whole state. They're going to search like, say you live in Charlotte, you're going to search, you know, Charlotte plumber or something. You're not going to search North Carolina plumber. So once they actually focused on their specific town, they ended up getting more qualified leads. So it was less traffic, but less garbage. It was, you know, instead of 100, you know, leads that weren't going to convert, they were getting maybe a handful of really good solid leads that were actually converting into clients and customers for them.
Can you share one real world experience of when you've done some SEO or how you've seen SEO make a difference in performance of a website or business?
He's a client that is kind of really specialized. He resurfaces tennis courts and rebuilds and constructs for mostly municipalities and schools. So it's a little bit larger scale business. So the difference of him being at the top of the page versus, say, you know, the bottom or even page 2 is a lot of dollars, because each one of those leads, each one of those sales is worth an exponentially more amount of money. So to drive through, and it's taken time. This is not something that goes over, you know, a couple of weeks. This is, you know, this is months and sometimes years. He's been a client of ours for 3 or 4 years now. And each year we've shown progress. He's now to the point where we first started, he was having, you know, a business lined up for maybe, you know, 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks and a good. Now he's booked out through the next 6 months. And to have that type of business coming in allows him to staff up properly, allows him to start planning for and buying in bulk for his other pieces that he needs. It lowers his expenses. It keeps him it keeps him in a longer term goal of where he's building his business to. And a lot of that can be traced back to where we started and how he's built that business and raised up into those search rankings. You know, it's not always a one-to-one type of equation, but it's certainly been a big piece of that, of keeping him with enough business coming in that he can start to expand and start to go into other areas. So it's been one of those clients that's really, especially from where he began to where he is now, has been certainly something I point to for a lot of my potential clients coming in.
Yes, I've got a great one. I was lucky enough to have been working with a manufacturer for the past 5, 6, 7 years. And they were kind enough to share with me that through the SEO on their website, they received a website lead that ended up being $1 million a year client for them.
Wow. That's amazing.
It's very good. That's very fun.
I started working with this location. They had one service area right here in the Triangle area. 2 to 3 years after we started doing SEO for them, they grew from the Triangle area to the Triad area to the Charlotte area. And then they also started growing in Virginia as well as Denver. And about 70% of their traffic is all organic SEO.
Definitely. And so you mentioned SEO is one of the pieces. How does SEO fit into that larger pie that is digital marketing? How does it work alongside web design, PPC, other aspects of digital marketing? How does it fit in?
Yeah, so web design, I mean, SEO is integral to that because SEO is part of your web design. How your website is coded, how it's laid out, how the images are inputted in there, the content that's on your website, it's all huge pieces of what SEO really is. And then PPC can kind of be seen as kind of an artificial way to kind of get your rankings a little bit higher. You see some keywords maybe that you're not quite where you want to be yet. You can put some ad spend behind that, get your page where it needs to be. But getting that traffic from your paid ad onto your site, now the SEO gets to take over because now that's when the conversion rates start coming into effect. So it's not just driving the traffic to the website, it's converting that traffic into leads where it's really the most important piece. So your SEO plays into how that traffic interacts with when they're on the page, and how they interact with you when they see your listings through your Google search results and Bing results and whatever else it may be. So they all integrate and play with each other. But SEO, without a doubt, is kind of the king of the hill.
So I like to call SEO the kind of the fitness of internet marketing or digital marketing. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes contribution. It doesn't just happen. So it's the one piece that works when you really give it an effort. The other pieces one other piece like PPC is like turning on a faucet. Pay-per-click advertising, you can just turn it on and get new traffic to your website and leads because you're paying for those clicks for those visitors. But SEO is, it takes more of an effort in terms of content and building backlinks and working on website health in order to get those visitors to your website. In terms of website design, search engine optimization works in conjunction with that because you want the visitor to very easily be able to find the goods and services that you want your website to be able to sell. So if you have great search engine optimization and poor website design, that's not optimal. Same thing for great website design and poor SEO, that's not optimal either. You kind of need them to work in conjunction.
So as I mentioned before, SEO is the foundation. It works in every single marketing strategy when it comes to social media, when it comes to your website, your e-commerce, when it comes to even email marketing. For example, when it comes to social media, you gotta update your social media pages with proper content. You gotta make it optimized. So this is where you're going to use your SEO skills to optimize all of these social media pages, proper hashtags, blah, blah, blah. And then when it comes to even Google Ads, PPC, you need to do some keyword research. And the technique that you learn from SEO to conduct the best keyword research to help your customer to be finding your ad on the search engine. So that's very handy. E-commerce. Okay, e-commerce, for example, you need strong product pages. In order for you to have strong product pages, you're going to need a lot of good content, keyword research, and the proper techniques in order for those products to be ranked. Same with your web design. Let's say if, for example, we did an awesome job with SEO, but the web design was very poor. So people started coming to your website, but their experience is not the best. There is not much, the web design itself, it does not show the credibility of the actual business because it's like very poorly done, as well as it does not have the proper CTAs, call to actions, it does not have the proper placement, proper colors, ADA compliance. So, I mean, SEO is great. It will get you, it will bring the person to your site, but in order for that site to convert, it needs a great web designer.
Well, I would say in order to get the most amount of market share, you need to have a all-around healthy digital marketing game. Like if you went to the gym and just did push-ups all day, you would just have giant pecs and weird skinny legs, and the effects wouldn't be ideal, so you want to get a full body workout. So, some people when they Google things, they automatically skip the ads because they think they're, I don't know, less reliable. But then again, there's tons of people who don't skip the ads and they click the pay-per-click ads, so you want to get traffic from both types of people. If you're running shopping campaigns like for an e-commerce business, you don't bid on keywords like you do in normal search campaigns. So basically the product description, the page titles and product descriptions are your keywords. So having good SEO is kind of a good foundation to having a good Google shopping campaign, because Google's only going to know what searches to show your products for if they're named properly and have use the same kind of words that a normal person would search for.
With like PPC or pay-per-click and web design, they're both very not even very, they're extremely important. So let me just start off with web design. So as I said before, even if you optimize your website perfectly and you're ranking #1 for all your keywords you're targeting, without a good looking and functioning website, it all goes to waste. You always want a great website design and also great SEO. So if you're getting hundreds or thousands of visitors coming to your website organically from search engines, but your website is slow, or it just looks bad, or it doesn't function properly, or it's hard to use, none of those, visitors are going to spend more than a few seconds on your website before they leave. So having a good designed website is crucial, so that when people get to your, their destination, which is your website, you want them to convert, you want them to stay for longer periods of time, you want them to, enjoy the experience of being there. So SEO and web design go hand in hand. And when it comes to PPC, although it doesn't directly affect like the SEO ranking, it's definitely still worth using. So when you search for, a keyword organically on Google, you'll notice that at the first 2 or 3 are always going to be ads. So if you were to, utilize the pay-per-click or those ads on Google, and you're also ranking well organically, you're going to just dominate the search engine results, and it's going to help you get a higher, visibility. More people are going to come to your website, and it's definitely, they work hand in hand for sure.
Thank you to our digital marketing team for joining me today and sharing some of their insight into what is SEO. I hope you enjoyed their anecdotes as much as I did. To learn more about SEO, or for anyone looking to work with an award-winning digital marketing company, visit TheeDigital.com to view our blog posts and portfolio. Contact us to speak with one of our consultants about your project today. Ta-ta for now. Boop.
Want to go further into it? I can give you more work history. I don't know how far back you want to go, but
I want social security, address, credit card.
I thought I already faxed that to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, let me go check my fax.
They had one location. I said that incorrectly.
Should I smile? Do I need to smile more? I look prettier. I didn't do makeup or anything. I could have, put some blush on or something.
That search, I guess, blinking out now.
You're just, maybe we should ask this one again.
They can all play into, I'm starting to ramble now.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I don't even remember what I was talking about. I was talking about pecs and stuff. Yeah.
I got you on camera saying that, so.
Oh no.